Of the pandemic, we've spoken with many entrepreneurs, business owners. What has struck me through all this is how they've been able to adapt and find a way forward during very challenging times. Of course, one of the famed entrepreneurs we have on the program on a regular basis is Arlene Dickinson. Has a new venture called Venturepark to help us through the pandemic and give these entrepreneurs a place to ply their trade. Arlene, always a pleasure to have you on. Explain this new venture to me.
Greg, it's always a pleasure to be here and to talk to you. So Venturepark is really a business growth ecosystem. It's comprised of 5 different businesses, all doing different things with different skill sets, but all aimed at the same purpose, which is to help consumer goods companies in Canada to scale and become global brands.
All right, so obviously we know that we've always sort of looked to the entrepreneurs to grow the new business, the new idea. We're looking to them on the other side of this to continue to do that. Do you feel that there's been enough supports from the government through all this? I mean, we just had a federal budget, we've had provincial budgets, we've had support programs. Has it been enough to help these people with ideas to get those ideas launched?
I think the answer is yes and no, Greg. I mean, there's certainly a lot of programs to help very early stage companies get started, but there seems to be then this kind of black hole of support for emerging businesses that can really scale. And I think that the support that's necessary is about, first of all, helping entrepreneurs who have been impacted by the pandemic to reinvent themselves into something different if they haven't been able to survive because of all of the challenges with shutdowns. Try and reinvent them into digital-shaped businesses or businesses of the future. And then for the other side, it's how do we make sure that there's enough support to get the businesses that are emerging and scaling to stay here in Canada and to build their businesses from here instead of having to go elsewhere for capital and for support, which is exactly why I created Venturepark. You have to bring capital, marketing, programming, you have to bring mentorship, you have to bring, media networks, you have to bring it all together. Otherwise, there isn't enough support system in Canada to grow these businesses.
I want to talk about that in terms of who you will be aiming to help. We've talked to a lot of small and medium-sized business owners, and I'm always amazed, and we just spoke with one yesterday who was a brewer, that they've made it this far through the pandemic. Is that the size of the company you're looking to help through Venturepark?
Yeah, Venturepark is going to work with early stage companies to later stage companies. I mean, as long as they're in the consumer packaged goods space, food and beverage, health and wellness, and personal care. If they're in that space, then we can help them no matter what stage they're at. So, the earlier emerging stage businesses certainly need help to scale, and then the larger businesses need help to be able to disrupt and continue to evolve. So, we're really aimed at the consumer goods space and helping businesses of all sizes inside of that space.
In terms of the pandemic, when you talk about, the food and the health space through this venture, I think a lot of us have become perhaps more attuned to what is good for us in terms of what we eat when we're staying at home and what is not so good for us. Is there an opportunity there as we sort of come around the other side of this and realize that we need to shake some bad habits to shake up the space as well?
Yeah, well, Greg, isn't that the truth? I mean, how many of us had to really sit down and take a hard look at, how we take care of our bodies right now? I mean, health has never been more important, and the food we consume is such an integral part of maintaining our health. So I think, this is Canada's moment. I mean, we have been a country where we have shipped our raw ingredients all over the world to other nations who then take the beautiful ingredients that we have and turn them into finished consumer goods so that we can buy them back. Well, that's just not what should happen. I mean, we need to take our expertise in agriculture and health and ensure that we're adding value to every ingredient that leaves this country so that we can also be in the commercialization stage of those businesses. And that's what I intend to do. I think that this is such an important thing right now through the pandemic, how Canadian companies and Canadian ingenuity and innovation can actually create products that not just help Canadians to eat healthy and be healthier and live better, but also to help the globe to do so as well. I mean, we have such an opportunity to be the country that helps health and food in the globe be better and help people live well.
In terms of that network of support you want to put together for these companies, are there any, previous success stories that has sort of come in and mentor? I'm thinking about AGF Foods, about a few others. I believe Murad started that company in his parents' basement and grew it to the size that he did.
We've had some really great success stories that we're working with. A couple that I can talk about, that we're working with right now that are just emerging. Well, one of them is Chicopee Pasta, a company based in Collingwood, Ontario, started by a female founder, started really literally out of her kitchen and a desire to provide better alternative products for her family. Now being sold internationally is really a business that's doing incredible things and has gone from an idea stage to a multi-million-dollar business that's scaling daily. And then, companies like Outcast Foods, which is based in Nova Scotia, which is upcycling food. So if you think about the produce and the vegetables and the fruits that don't get on the grocery shelves because they're deformed or they don't look as perfect as consumers expect them to be, well, they take those products and they re-engineer them in terms of making them into a powdered format, add protein to that, and it's something that you can make smoothies from, you can sprinkle on your ingredients. They're building manufacturing facilities and they're scaling like crazy. These are the types of businesses that, and as I said, the innovation that's coming out of Canadian imaginations and Canadian ingredients and Canadian technology.
Arlene, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and I just want to compliment you on that fantastic Jagger portrait on your wall back there.
Thanks, Greg. I always forget that he's back there watching me, so thank you.
Never go wrong with the Stones. All right, Arlene, look forward to our next chat.